According to many ancient beliefs and texts, our human minds can access the mind, the consciousness of the entire universe. That's how, for instance, many people read the Akashic records for the information about their previous lifetimes, etc. However, how can we do that, and what is the evidence that it can be in actual real? In this episode, we'll talk about the idea of micro and microcosm, and we will talk also about many traditions that speak about it. My name is Alexander, I'm a researcher, author and mystic, and in this episode we are speaking about the micro and macrocosm. Therefore, the idea of the law of correspondence, which is one of the Hermetic principles, which states that as above, so below, as below, so above, and as within, so without, as without, so within. Therefore, it states that everything is corresponding. For instance, the entire universe has its correspondence in the atoms, and we've got, for instance, the example of the solar system that is very similar to the old Bohr model of the atom. The same is with the entire universe and its mental side, because in the previous episode we've talked about the mental universe and about the various traditions and various evidence from, for instance, quantum physics that is supporting the idea that our entire universe is one big mind. Therefore, our lives are nothing more than one big collective dream. But aside from the speculations, we've mentioned that the universe is mental. Therefore, as the entire universe is one big mind, so our own minds are the reflection of the entire cosmos. Therefore, the belief in astrology that depending on the motions of the stars, our own minds create certain, let's say, psychosis or any other problems. So, for instance, during the full moon, I think you've noticed, if you are very into dreams, that you've got more lucid dreams or you've got more vivid dreams. That is because everything is corresponding to the bigger picture, and we can see it directly in the evidence of the fractal patterns. Fractal patterns are the patterns, like geometrical mathematical patterns, that when you zoom infinitely in, you've got almost the same structure, however a little bit different. So it is corresponding because the spirals and the edges are very similar, however they are not identical. And you can zoom infinitely in and you've got more and more different, let's say, even universes, like whole different worlds, as you can see in these animations. And it's very interesting because the same phenomenon can be found in our universe. For instance, just as your blood vessels look like this, so in the same way look, for instance, other structures in nature. The same, for instance, with the Fibonacci spiral and other geometrical structures that look the same at the micro scale and at the macro scale. And it's very interesting because it shows that the universe in which we live in works in the way of the law of correspondence, which is one of the laws of the Hermetic texts. And it's very interesting because, as we see, by studying it, we can actually delve into the biggest mysteries of the cosmos. And this is one of the Hermetic beliefs, according to which just by studying the human body, the human mind, and the human soul, we can discover the biggest secrets of the entire universe. And this idea was mostly popular in the Renaissance, during which the ancient wisdom was being rediscovered anew, because during the Middle Ages there was no much ancient wisdom there. That's why these were the Dark Ages, and during the Renaissance all of that knowledge from the ancient times was rediscovered and the Hermetic texts were translated anew. And that's why during the Renaissance, and that's why the geniuses such as Leonardo da Vinci were actually subscribing to the idea of micro and microcosm. So by studying the little, you can get the knowledge about the bigger one. Or by studying the universe, you can get the knowledge about the human. That's why in many traditions, for instance in the Eastern ones or in the alchemical texts, we've got mentions that the human body is actually a micro-scale universe, that we've got our own microcosm, and the microcosm is everything that is outside. So from that idea also stems some magical beliefs that by changing ourselves, by changing our frequency, by changing our beliefs, we can actually influence the outside world. Therefore we can, for instance, manifest whatever we want. So this goes even beyond the main physical evidence for the correspondence. However, I think it is interesting that many ancient texts speak about this idea, and we've got the direct evidence, in this case in the fractal patterns, that it is in reality true. And I think that it could lead by studying this correspondence between microscale and microscale could really invent many things that would enable us to go beyond our current paradigms. So I think that that would be all for today. I've just wanted to tell you about something that I've recently discovered. However, in the next videos I will do a more in-depth analysis, including the ancient texts themselves. We'll analyze them also. However, till this time I was mostly focused on translating my book about lost civilizations, Deja Vu Has Everything Already Been, and on creating stuff on my Polish YouTube channel, because I'm a researcher from Poland. So if you want to support me, don't forget to check out my other social media. You can also check out my books, and don't forget to subscribe to have more and more videos. Because I am switching from making Polish videos, I've just switched to the English ones, so I think that the next videos will be much better, both when it comes to my own speech and by the planning, and also by the editing all of this visual stuff. So that will be all for today. Thank you for your attention and goodbye till the next video.